you were thinking about buying a condo here in the state of Florida, you need to hear this first. And as somebody that deals with this all the time as a real estate professional, real estate agent, there's a whirlwind going on in the state of Florida. I was reading this article today that said that 80%, I say that again, 80% of the condos in the state of Florida could be worthless or obsolete. If you've been following along to my YouTube videos, I've been talking about endlessly about the condo situation, the SIRS study, basically where they have to assess all these condos in the state of Florida, being that there's so many that are over 30 years old or 25 years old and within 3 miles of the coastline. And these properties have to be assessed structurally. They have about 6 points that they gotta really cover and assess the owners to pull all that money together to pay for future costs, future renovation costs or repair costs of these condos. Of the 1.5 million condos in the state of Florida, 925,000 are 30 years old or older. Isn't that wild? And you got to really say, okay, well, concrete only lasts so long. Roofs only last so long. So everything structural in these condos only lasts so long, and the building code 30 years ago is not what it is today. So when you think about all the repairs that were skipped over, glossed over by these HOAs and these condo associations for all these years, and all of a sudden they're coming due this year, December of this year, when you gotta pay the piper. I was called by a nice lady this week from Miami, and she was being assessed, and I felt so bad that so many people in Miami, in the state of Florida, being caught. They're being caught just blindsided by these huge assessments, especially when they bought these properties for not a long time ago, lived on a fixed income, and all of a sudden 100,000, 200,000. And you can't even almost sell your way out of these condos at this point because everybody knows the game and what's going on. If your real estate agent was worth their salt, they'd be like, you know what? Anytime now, you could get assessed for any of these repairs, whether it's a roof, whether it's stairs, whether it's interior structures, whether it's water piping, whether it's electrical, whether it's anything to bring it up to the standard that it has to be. This is going to be a real problem in the state of Florida, and it really makes me go down the rabbit hole. While I was researching this video, I found an article from like 2018 where they were trying to basically talk about the takeovers of some of these condo associations where it seemed like the law was trying to be changed to where, you know, it used to take 100% of everybody to agree in a condo association to dissolve it or to change it or do whatever it may be. And now they've drastically lowered that standard. Go down that rabbit hole of hostile takeovers, and it really kind of starts to make sense. If you're going to, through a hostile manner, take over a condo association or a condo building and do whatever you want to do with it, you know, this is a real thing that could happen where you could just see some of these condos just being destroyed, taken over, absorbed in these large corporations, and who knows what they're going to do with it. It really seems like, because we're at this inflection point where across the state it's happening at a crazy rate. I talked about it in one of my other videos. There's just so many of them that there's got to be a master plan going on here. I mean, what they're doing to people is absolutely criminal. I want to add too, you're seeing so many of these properties just have price reduction after price reduction after price reduction. Some of them going down 20, 30, 40, 50% from what they were either listed for or recently evaluated at. And it's because of these assessments. They have to get rid of them and nobody wants to touch them. It's almost like if this is the price that they're asking for, take 30% off of it, and you might find the bottom of some of these condos right now. The prices are just capitulating so fast. Like, it was a running joke today at the meeting I was at with a bunch of other real estate agents, and somebody mentioned condos, and everybody just kind of stared at each other like, what is going on there? When are they going to figure this out? And is the legislature going to step in and say they pulled the string of a yarn ball and it's unraveling at a crazy speed, and I don't know if they can fix it. These condo associations did not build up the cash hoard to be able to sustain this storm. And there's like 360,000 condos in just South Florida alone, really just making up half of all of them. And it's like they played the game of kick the can. You know, if you were an HOA director or head or president and you had a condo and you knew you were going to be selling in 2 or 3 years because you knew that roof was leaking or was going to have to be repaired in 10, you probably smelt this whole thing coming down the line. You just went ahead, sold off, and then kicked it to the next owner and to the next owner, to the next owner. And that's what all these condo associations did. They should be referred for criminal behavior. And I think as this goes down, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits that will open up the books on a lot of these condo associations, HOA associations, and find out the embezzlement and the conspiracy to do all this, because we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of these condos are millions of dollars, and you're going to see these assessments coming down, and you don't even know when they're going to come down. They can come down at any minute, before, after, if you decide to get rid of them. And those agents are like, well, I heard that there might be an assessment coming. You could get, some of these CCRs will make you pay before you can sell it. They won't let you pay it on selling. And I saw a condo the other day on the MLS, $69,000 for the condo. And I was like, what is wrong with this? There's got to be an assessment going on. And sure enough, there was a $200,000 assessment on that property, and they were just trying to blow out of it for whatever they could, because that might not be the end of the assessment on that piece of property. There might be more to come. The problem was they were voting down these repairs for many, many years, and all of a sudden it is caught up to the entire market. And I just wonder if they're going to be able to kind of backpedal through history. If you are a condo owner, heck, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying that if you were a condo owner and I would think if you could figure out how to prove that they knew this was coming and they didn't tell you when you bought this property, you should go see a lawyer, because some of these assessments, people are just getting caught holding the bag, and it is truly awful. I really think you're going to see this stuff spread all the way across the state lines. It's just going to start here in Florida. It's going to move to everywhere else that has condos on the coastline, because after that condo collapsed a few years back and they created this whole idea, I don't know if they knew they were going to open up the Pandora's box here. Not to mention insurance is going to think about these things way differently. And when these studies come back and they come back with some really bad stuff, let's say the code has changed and some of these condos weren't built the way they should have been. You bought that condo, you didn't know that there was going to have to be a complete seawall built underneath this thing, or some type of major concrete repair. And there's no cap on some of these assessments. They just come out of left field. And people are going to get caught really, in a bad spot. See, a lot of times we see these ideas come out of places like California or up north, and they kind of come down here to the south. Well, this is one that seems to have originated here in Florida. I want you to comment down below if you're experiencing this, how you're trying to fix it, and I want everybody that may be in the same situation to contact each other and say, how can I work through this? How did you work through it with your condo association, your HOA association, and see if we can all learn from something that we're all experiencing. This is like the first real go around. I mean, the last time these condos were inspected were when they were built, and now they're going for the second go round. In conclusion, it seems like this all just happened at once. It seems like the governor just thought he was fixing something and just kind of threw it out there. Same way with these local politicians. Didn't quite think it through that there are people's lives at stake with some of these condos. Not all of them are vacation condos. They're not all second, third homes. They are people that retired here and were expecting to have a maintenance-free life in these condos, and then all of a sudden to be thrown this you gotta pay for all this. And I know that, yeah, the HOA should have been making sure their cash reserves were really strong. They should have been doing all these things. But a lot of times people that make up these associations are just regular people. And most of them have no qualification for being there. And they get caught red-handed. And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody that maybe is on one of those boards that is watching this, but that seems to be across the board how, you know, a lot of these associations got to where they were. You know, they didn't keep good bookkeeping. They didn't keep good documents. They didn't keep a lot of things they should have been doing. And it looks like depositions and subpoenas and a lot of legal documents are going to start getting handed down, and maybe the truth will come out on this stuff. I don't know. Let me know if it is in your area, or if you're staring at something and you don't know what to do. And if you need a real estate agent, email me down below. I'll do my best to find somebody that can help you. If I can't help you, I'm here on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Alabama. And if you're in South Florida or Central Florida and you don't know what to do and you need an agent, let me know and I'll do my best to find you somebody. See you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I think next I'm going to talk about something else cool in real estate. See you later.